guys, Ralph here, and welcome to True Power Trumpet Fitness on this wonderful Wednesday here in Connecticut. Life's good, people. Life is good. Life is awesome. You might be able to notice the sun streaming in, and it is going to be 55 degrees. All you guys in Florida and Arizona and Vegas, don't laugh at me. This is all we got, man. Anyway, I put a lot of practice in. A little bit of kettlebell, mostly SFE, and as soon as I get this up, I'm going out on the bike. All right? Anyway, you saw the thumbnail. The mouthpiece doesn't change. Okay, you're probably thinking, duh, right? But I'll tell you what, man, this comes up with my students more often than you might think. It's amazing. All right, guys, get some lessons. Get yourself a Cal mouthpiece and get some lessons. Anyway, let me honk a little bit and we'll talk about the mouthpiece doesn't change. Guys, what can I say? Guys, anyway, G's above double C. The iconic Haydn concerto. I could play that tonight with any orchestra. Anyway, yeah, guys, the mouthpiece doesn't change. Now, I have thousands of students. They don't all study, some might drop in once a year, this type of thing. But since, my time in a public school, and the kids come back and they take a lesson here or there, I got thousands, well over 1,000. And I can't believe how many times I always had them on a Callet mouthpiece. Now, I just had the other day, same old thing. Guy had a 1SB and a 3. Okay? And he was a very good player. Very good amateur player. Nice chops. C and D above the staff. He's got an F and G right around the corner. Right around the corner. Anyway, he went through a little bit of a chop thing. He takes a lesson maybe once every 2-3 months. Okay? He's relatively consistent. But anyway, so I hadn't heard from him in a while. He said he got off a little bit. And he says, the 1SB is great and all this sort of stuff. But sometimes, but I've been going to the 3. And gee, it just seemed much easier and all that sort of stuff. Now, he was killing it on the 1SB. In his wildest dreams, he never had C's and D's, like I just said, and flirting with F's. Well, killing it. He sounded great. He sounded like a professional. In what he can do, the pop, the tone, everything, the intonation, he sounded great. And all of a sudden, he has a bad day. Dude, that 1SB didn't change. You're the one that changed. Whatever was going on in your chops, whether you were too tight, you did a job or you overdid it, you woke up, they were sort of swollen, and that's usually it. That's usually it. For whatever reason, they get tight. And I told you a million times, roll your eyes now because I'm going to tell you again. The only time I really stretch anymore, I've almost just immuned myself to stretching. But the only time I stretch anymore is when I feel great on the trumpet. I just feel like, Superman. And sure enough, you start overblowing it. And I catch myself now. But usually, I'm telling you, his chops were killing it. He was going out to his community bands and all this sort of stuff and showing off. And all of a sudden, he overdoes it a little bit. His chops are swollen. And he goes back to the 3, which is a bigger cup. And with swollen chops, it feels more relaxed to him. But guys, he did it. He did it with the stretching. It has nothing to do with the mouthpiece. The mouthpiece is an inanimate object, guys. It can't change. You are the one that changed behind it. The mouthpiece doesn't change. Now, guys, we talked before. You should not have a bad day. Even though you may wake up and sometimes you feel like you just got punched in the mouth. Guys, I've been there. I've been there. You have the tools to get it back. You stay in your happy zone, even if that doesn't go out of the staff. You stay in the happy zone. You pop, you do your Clark, you do your scales, you do your arpeggios. You take a break, you come back. It will come back on the same mouthpiece. Remember, the mouthpiece didn't change. So I gave him about a 45-minute lesson yesterday on the 1SB. We played a little bit on the C. And what he was hearing, I understand what he was feeling. But the 3, the tone was way the heck out here, spread all over the place. The 1SB, even though he may have felt like he doesn't have enough room or something like that, was so much more centered and easy and all this sort of stuff. Okay? Guys, stick with it. If you are experienced in the true power situation, the true power protocol, you have the tools in the toolbox no matter what. If you literally got punched in the mouth and you're swollen and cut and all that, that's a different thing. Okay? But a little bit of stiffness in the morning, guys, you can work it out. Now, I told him about the 3. There's some very, very good players, Ray Rosario, all of them, that keep the 1SS, which is a little deeper cup, in the case. Ray does a lot of things late at night, the Friars Club in New York and all that sort of stuff, and he has a lot of the cathedrals sewed up, which means he's up at 8 o'clock, no warm-up, and he goes into the church, and he's a little stiff, a little worried about it. He takes out the 1SS, and boom. No problem at all. But 99.999% of the time, he uses the 1SB. Now, Ray knows this protocol better than I do. As much as I do. All right? If his church job was 12 noon instead of 8 o'clock morning mass, he'd have a little warm up and he'd be fine. He wouldn't need the 1SS. Okay? But guys, you have the tools to get it back, and the 1SB doesn't change, guys. It will be the best mouthpiece ever designed long after I'm gone. All right? All right. Have a great day, guys. Love you all.